What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And once again, we're here with Neo Clashes, and we've finally made it to the final Neo Clash. And as of this point onwards, we will not be doing any more Neo stuff, aside from Whitebeard. I still want to make a video with Whitebeard. And remember that, you know, these are going to be here until like early September. So you've got plenty of time to get all of these characters leveled up and maxed out, as well as Neo Whitebeard, which, you know, Neo Whitebeard's not a very good character, but I know a lot of people still want to get him maxed out, so we'll be making a video about that in the near future, so look out for that one. But as for Neo Clash HERACLES, let's go ahead and talk about him real quick before we jump into the content today. So Neo HERACLES is an int shooter cerebral, and this is with his limit break as well, so he goes down once again to a 10-turn cooldown, which is very good. But as for what his special does, it reduces bind and special bind by 4 turns, and then boosts cerebral characters attack by 1.75 times, and then changes your left column slots, so the top goes from the top down on the left side to Psi, Int, and then Recovery, and then your right side from top to bottom becomes Dex, Strength, and then Quick, and then you can go ahead and swap your orbs 2 times. It's a very interesting special. It's the type of special that won't see too much play in terms of the orb manipulation mechanic, but the fact that he removes bind and special bind is actually pretty good, because for a free-to-play unit to not only do that, but also give you an attack boost as well, that's actually kind of nice. He does have the crewmate effect to resist 4 turns of special bind, so that's still like pretty good, and just that alone will probably let this guy see some play, somewhat, so long as you have another way to treat those orbs that he gives you as beneficial, or some other way to get matching slots afterwards. That would make this guy a lot better, of course. So here we have the Neo HERACLES. Not a terrible unit, might see a little bit of fringe play, but not the best free-to-play unit in the game by no stretch. So now that we've gone through that, and hopefully you guys understand what he all does, let's go ahead now and jump into the content, where I have 3 different teams for you guys that can beat Neo Clash HERACLES. Alright, so jumping into the final of these Neo Clash videos that we'll be talking about here with HERACLES. This one is kind of interesting. I did see a couple of people end up trialing out Arlong, and you know, when I saw that, I'm like, you know, it's actually been a long time since I've used Arlong in One Piece Treasure Cruise. So we're using him as the captain here, and you know, it's actually been a long time since I had a look at what he does. You know, -3 cooldown captain effect is pretty goddamn good, especially if you have sockets as well, so that's like 8 turns of cooldown, then you have your 9 turns of cooldown with the host ship as well, so it's pretty impressive. But this is where things are kind of annoying, because you have to deal with Usopp here on stage 4, and he has a Dex slot barrier, so you need some type of way to generate a Dex slot on your team, and also having a way to remove Despair. You see I have Corazon support launched there from Lore, but you can just use this guy, the Treasure Map Luffy and Ace character, which can generate a Dex slot for themselves. I have a Kanu support attached to Arlong, so when we launch a special, we get a full board of matching slots, and then we can use the Luffy and Ace special to generate themselves a Dex slot. And then moving on to the final boss stage, we're going to be having Robin to get rid of the paralysis. We get given some nasty slots from HERACLES. There's no interrupts though, so it's pretty easy. So we're using Lore to generate the full board of matching slots for our team, as well as the orb boost and the chain boundary effect, and then also Arlong for the attack boost once again. And then we also have the limited rare crude Caesar just to get rid of that chain debuff, but honestly speaking, probably didn't need to get rid of it, because the amount of damage potential that this team has would have been absolutely fair. I think HERACLES only has around 6 million health, so it's not really too tricky at all. So moving on to the next team, I'm using Wano Lore as the captain, because I did use Wano Lore as a sub for the first team, and I'm like, you know what, it actually has been a really long time since I've used Wano Lore as a captain, so let's see what we can kind of figure out here. So you can see we do have Mancherry here. Mancherry is another character I really have not used in a really long time, and she's kind of good because it enables us to remove all the turns of paralysis for this particular fight. I believe this team you need, I think Slashes, Free Spirit, and Cerebral are the only characters you're able to bring for this. No, it's shooters. It's shooters, Cerebrals, and Free Spirit characters. Those are the characters you are only allowed to bring, which is why we're bringing, you know, Mancherry as our paralysis remover, like really weird units. Once again, we're bringing the Treasure Map Luffy and Ace to generate that Dex slot for our team, and as you can see here, removing that Despair for our team as well. It generates an attack boost as well, but so does also Vivi. Vivi is a great choice because double special activation, removing the chain debuff on the final stage. You know, we just have Brook here just as an int free spirit unit that just does damage, who's int, you know, kind of helps out a little bit, having a little bit of type advantage against Usopp. But Usopp only has like 500,000 to 1,000,000 health, so he's like pretty easy to take down. And once again, Wano Law special ability will enable us to get the full board of matching slots, as well as the chain boundary and the orb boost, of course, which is really, really good. And VV generating the attack boost for our team, so absolutely no problems using Wano Law for this content. And because we're allowed to bring shooter characters for this content, I wanted to go ahead and use Ace as the captain once again. So, you know, if you're ever building a shooter team, typically Ace is going to be the best bet for the captain, in most cases from here on out. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of good characters coming out for shooters coming forward. So, you know, we've obviously got Legend Magellan as well, Legend Magellan V2. Fire Tank Pirates are going to come out soon. I can't remember off the top of my head whether Ace and Sabo unit for the debut on that Kizuna, I can't remember if they're a shooter or not. I think they might be. No, for the Free Spirit or Cerebral? I don't know. I can't even remember, but I know that Fire Tank Pirates are going to be another great addition to shooter and also driven teams moving forward too. We're running this random treasure map rare recruit Usohachi just because when we enter the fight, he gives us a full board of strength slots, which generates the ability to, you know, launch that versus special much quicker than what we once would be, you know, without having just the full board of strength slots. Remember, with Ace's versus effect, you need to consume 12 strength, dex, and quick slots before you can activate that effect, which is a little bit annoying, especially for short form content like this. So realistically speaking, you probably wouldn't run a team like this to actively farm this, unless if it's like legit the only team that you want or only team that you have. We've also got Manchiro to remove that paralysis once again. The buggy is really good here because it can generate the full board of matching slots, as well as getting rid of that despair on our team. You can see we're launching the versus effect and the special of Ace to just generate some power, but then once we do that, we will be launching buggy to generate the, you know, the deck slots for our team, which is really good. And then we can just go ahead and use that to break through the Usopp effect, and then using all the special in the final stage, and it's absolutely GG. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.